Hi, everybody. Oh my gosh, it's been so long. Thank you so much for everybody that's returning back, that subscribed years ago, and that's wondering, like, what the heck is going on? My name is Bree, and if you haven't already, feel free to subscribe and to like this video and comment below, and also follow me on IG at Begin with Bree. I would really appreciate it. It'll be health and wellness information that may encourage you and inspire you, so feel free to join in. And yeah, so today we're going to be talking about my weight loss update, as well as some tips and tricks that we can take into the coming weeks and months and into the new year, which we're getting ready to enter into, which is like, I can't even believe it. This year went by so fast. All right, so let's kind of backtrack a little bit for those of you who don't know about my journey, and then kind of bring you up to date. So in 2020, I was 281 pounds.
For 4 rounds.
Pounds. I just given birth to my first daughter, and I decided to start a health and wellness journey. What I did in order to lose weight was I exercised daily, starting off at like 20 minutes of home workouts because the gyms were closed due to the pandemic. And then I escalated from 20 minutes to like 40 minutes, and then 40 minutes to like an hour. And then by the time, I was at the height of my health and wellness journey, I was working out about an hour and a half regularly, daily, pretty much. And so on top of doing that, I was a vegetarian. I had became a vegetarian back in 2012. So I continued doing that, as well as just eliminating, processed foods from my diet. No added sugars, no added salts, no soda, no juice, and stayed away from like potatoes and rice and pasta and bread, and then incorporated some intermittent fasting into my routine. So did all of that, lost 100 pounds in 6 months. 6 months. So boom, a few months later, after that, I lost like an additional 30 pounds. And yeah, and it was great. So I maintained my weight for several months, and then I became pregnant with my second daughter. And at the time, I was a healthy weight, so the doctor recommended that I gain about 30 pounds during my pregnancy. And because I'm an overachiever, I said, you know what, I can do even better than that. Let me double it. So I did. And I gained 60 pounds during my pregnancy. What led to a 60-pound weight gain during my pregnancy? Well, it's a few factors. One, I think that I was being sort of unrealistic in my health and wellness journey about what was truly sustainable for me based on my needs and my desires. And I didn't want to completely eliminate bread and pasta and rice and potatoes and all those sorts of things. That's something that I did because I felt like I had to in order to lose the weight. And when I became pregnant, I started having cravings for bread and potatoes and pasta and all that kind of stuff. And I gave in to those cravings. And so that led to the weight gain. Also, I wasn't exercising as hard as I was before. I was exercising about an hour, 30 minutes daily before. And then I went from doing that to maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and it wasn't with the same intensity. And so I think that also led to the weight gain. And then I wasn't intermittent fasting anymore. So there was a few methods of intermittent fasting that I was doing. I was doing 16-8, where you fast for 16 hours and then you eat for 8. I was doing alternate day fasting, and then I was doing eat, stop, eat. And so because I wasn't doing that anymore when I was pregnant, I feel like that also led to weight gain. And I also want to clarify, when I say fasting, I mean fasting from chewing and eating food. I never fasted from calories. So when I fasted, I would do liquid fast. So I was still consuming calories, whether it be milk or protein drinks or meal replacements or smoothies, but I just was not eating. It was just a way for me to, get some discipline and some self-control. So yeah. So gained that weight, and then postpartum, I decided that we're gonna get this weight off, but I'm gonna do it in a way that is sustainable and well balanced. And if it takes me forever, it takes me forever. And so, what I did initially after I gave birth was I started doing meal replacement drinks and smoothies, and incorporating a lot of fruits and raw vegetables. So I was doing broccoli and carrots and hummus and lots of grapes and apples and that sort of thing, bananas, and lots of smoothies. And I was also incorporating a lot of nuts into my diet as well, almonds and cashews and peanuts, and then nut butters. And dairy. I was also doing dairy as well. So I was doing that, and then also just taking it easy with the exercise, just sort of like light strolls around the neighborhood, that sort of thing, postpartum recovery and whatnot. And I lost 30 pounds in less than a month postpartum. That first 30 pounds came off pretty quickly. Just doing that. Um, and then from there, I was like, well, I just want to take a break. And so I went into what is called maintenance practice, and I'll go into more detail about that a little bit later. But it's when you decide for a specific period of time that you're just going to focus on maintaining your weight, and sort of regain the motivation that you need to lose more. So I was sitting at about maybe 190 pounds at that point, and I was like, I'm just going to rest here for a second. And so, yeah, so I maintained my weight. I was still eating healthy. I was still exercising, but I just wasn't in a calorie deficit, and I wasn't exercising necessarily to lose. I was exercising just to stay active and to, tone and that sort of thing. And even during that time period when I was in maintenance practice, because I was working out, I was still seeing results. My clothes was still, starting to fit better and better as time went on. Because I was, just getting toner and that sort of thing. So I was rebuilding my confidence in my body and in my self-image. So postpartum, I was in a place where I felt really good in my body. I felt like my body was amazing, that it had achieved a lot. Yes, I knew that I had gained some weight, but I still felt so good about how far I had come. And the weight was sitting in all the right places, okay? And so it was all good. But I did want to build my confidence up. I wanted to feel really good in my body again, completely. And so I joined this fitness. Well, I didn't join, but I started taking classes at this fitness boutique that's all inclusive. And they have instructors there that look like me, curvy, fluffy, but fit, and they were giving me a workout, honey. And it was just really encouraging and relatable to see women that look like me putting in that work. And I mean, they were doing back to back to back classes, and they were giving me something to strive for. I was like, wow, if she could do this, then I know I could do this too. And so it really encouraged me, because I did become, a certified personal trainer and everything at the height of my weight loss when I had lost 130 pounds. And, postpartum, I was feeling like, well, how can I really help anybody as a personal trainer now when I'm, dealing with this setback weight wise. But it really just encouraged me and inspired me and showed me that representation is so important, and that fit and healthy comes in all shapes and sizes. And so it encouraged me and inspired me as a personal trainer. So I started taking classes to become a certified nutrition coach as well, because I really wanted to know how to truly eat a well-balanced, sustainable diet, where you will lose weight and you'll be able to keep it off, but you won't feel like deprived or restricted in any way. That's sort of what I was going for. So I maintained my weight successfully for several months. March or February, I was like, oh wow, it's it's about to get warm soon, and it's time to lose a few pounds. So I kicked it into overdrive, and I started incorporating intermittent fasting again, and then trying to get into that calorie deficit, and then upped my workout routine because before postpartum, I was just kind of moving in ways that were fun and that kept me active, but it wasn't really like focused workouts. So I started like really focusing, this is arm day, this is leg day, this is cardio day, this is strength training day. Like we're gonna work out for 45 minutes, we're gonna work out for an hour, we're gonna do it 6 days a week, like it was getting more intense. And so I was able to lose about another 10 pounds. So that brought me to about 180 or so. And then I kind of just rested there again for the summer. For the summer. And I was content there. And then I decided I wanted to lose some more weight. And I lost almost another 10 pounds. So I'm around 110 pounds from my highest weight. So I'm in my 170s. And I plan on losing probably another 10 to 15 pounds eventually, but it's not something that like I'm in a rush about at this moment. So now that you have the update, I want to give you some tips that'll help you on your health and wellness journey. So there's 6 tips. The first 3 are very, very practical, and the last 3 are really just mindset tips. So the first one is calories. You are absolutely not going to be able to see any weight come off unless you get into a calorie deficit. A good way to figure out what how many calories you're supposed to be eating regularly is myplate.gov. There are multiple calorie calculator websites that you can go on. I like myplate.gov. You just enter in your gender, your height, your weight, whether you're breastfeeding or pregnant or anything like that. They'll ask you a couple more questions, and then they'll calculate the amount of calories that you need in order to maintain your weight, and then the amount of calories that you need if you are trying to lose weight. So it's very helpful. It's a good starting place. So I would check that out. Also, in order to raise food awareness, to really ensure that you are truly eating what you think you're eating and drinking what you think you're drinking, I would keep a food log. So definitely write down every single thing that you consume, because sometimes we don't really account for the amount of milk that we put in our coffee, or the amount of sugar that we put in there, or the amount of dressing that we put on our salad, or the amount of sauce that we had with our protein, or whatever the case may be. So you just want to make sure that you account for every little thing, because you may think that you're in a calorie deficit and you are actually not in a calorie deficit. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2 is to really know that although your weight loss is going to be mostly affected by what you're eating, the way that your body looks is going to be greatly impacted by exercise. So they really do go hand in hand. So you want to make sure that you are exercising regularly, and that you're moving your body in ways that challenges you, and that you're incorporating weights and resistance bands. That's very important. You don't have to go to a gym for hours. You can do these workouts right in the comfort of your own home. There's tons of great personal trainers that have, you know, a bunch of videos uploaded on YouTube that you can feel free to, you know, check out. I know we all believe that, oh, I got to go to the gym if I want to see, you know, XYZ results. You don't have to. It is a great motivator to be able to get up and go out and be around like-minded people. And if you're somebody that likes the group fitness classes and everything like that, then go for it. But I just don't want those who are not comfortable going to the gym to feel like, oh, I absolutely have to go to the gym if I want to see results. You can do it right in your home. That's what I've been doing. I've taken a few classes here and there, but since 2020, my journey with fitness has been pretty much at home, in the comfort of my home. So I would say, you know, exercise regularly, give yourself, you know, at least one rest day a week. It could be an active rest day if you want it to be, or you just do some sort of lighter, you know, exercise routine. Maybe you just go for a walk, or you do like a stretching routine, that sort of thing, but work out. 30 minutes, 5-6 days a week is a great place to start if you're starting from zero. All right, so that's that one. Also, maintenance practice. So I touched on this a little bit earlier on, but it's huge because sometimes what happens is we get to a place where we run into obstacles on our weight loss journey, and we have a plateau, or we end up gaining weight, and then we get discouraged, and then we go back to our former ways, and then we start to regain everything that we lost, and we get set back even further. So maintenance practice is good when you're at a place where you know that you are struggling with your motivation and you just need to breathe for a second. So maintenance practice is when you purposely, intentionally decide, I am going to rest here at this weight for this amount of time. Just continue to eat healthy. I'm going to continue to exercise regularly, but I'm just not going to be in a calorie deficit, and I'm just going to focus on maintaining my weight until I get the motivation to lose more weight. That's all that is. And when I tell you it was a lifesaver for me, it was a lifesaver for me during my postpartum journey. So maintenance practice. Also, I would say my next tip is to ask for help. So one, I seek the help of God, really and truly. Like, there's a lot of prayer that goes on. I ask Him to help me on my health and wellness journey, to have self-control, to be disciplined, to stay motivated, to see results. So I pray and ask God for help. I also have a counselor. I have my primary care physician who's very aware of what I'm doing in my journey. I have multiple specialists that I see, for example, a cardiologist, just to make sure that, you know, I'm not messing anything up in the long run. And, you know, I had a registered dietitian at one point that I was seeing. And then I have the help of my family and my friends and just support. And so I would say, if you're able to ask for help, do so. A lot of us don't have access to, you know, healthcare, and we don't have, you know, the support of our friends and family. But what community resources are out there that might be able to help you on your health and wellness journey? I would definitely go out there and seek that. I know that there are some agencies that do like healthy cooking classes, and, you know, they do different workshops on healthy eating and self-care and that sort of thing. I know that there's some gyms out there that have childcare, so they have an area where, you know, your child can be watched while you work out. And then some of these gyms are covered under your insurance if you do have health insurance. So I would check out all the available resources that are out there and ask for help where you can. Also, my next tip is to believe in yourself. Believing in yourself is very important, because if you don't, then you'll never be able to achieve your goals. And then the last tip is to choose where you stand when it comes to body acceptance or body positivity. So immediately after postpartum for me, I was in a place where I just kind of almost felt like a stranger in my own body. And then for a second, I kept thinking, oh my gosh, I have to get back to where I was before. I have to get back to where I was before. But then I snapped out of that really quickly, and I'm like, no, I have to learn to accept that this is what it is. right now. And so that's where I landed, body acceptance for a while. And then it went from that to body positivity. Like, not only do I accept my body for what it is right now, but I really love my body where it is right now. I love my curves, you know, I love what my body has done. The fact that it helped to bring two beautiful children into this world, and that sort of thing. So I would say that you know, self-hatred and shame and guilt and all those things that we feel around weight loss, around weight gain and obesity and being overweight, it's not productive. And so if you really want to see results in the long run, you have to be coming from a place where you love your body, and love is going to be the motivator for change, not hate. So yeah, I definitely just wanted to share that. But yeah, as far as weight loss updates, I'm wearing the same exact outfit that I wore in a previous video, and I did that on purpose because what better way to give a weight loss update than to be 100% real. So if you look back on a previous video that I did in this outfit, it'll kind of give you an idea of where I was then and kind of where I'm at now with my weight loss journey. The shirt is a small for reference, and these jeans are a 2. Now, before y'all come for me in the comments, like, how is she wearing a 2? It's a curvy 2. It's literally, these are Sonoma jeans from Kohl's, and it's a curvy fit. Realistically, if I had to compare these to like what size they probably truly are, I would say maybe a 6 in real life. But yeah, so you can see they're pretty tight. But yeah, all right, so just wanted to hop on here, give y'all an update, tell you what's going on, and to give you some quick tips as well. I hope that helped a little bit. And yeah, I'll be checking in with y'all again soon. Blessed and begin.